In three, in two, and in one. And welcome back, everybody, to a brand new episode of the FrameCast. Joined again from this beautiful, beautiful place, which isn't the couch. Joined by my beautiful, beautiful host, which is Drew. How's it going?
I don't fucking get it, man.
What do you get?
My brain, it just starts making noises, and then sometimes it stops, sometimes it just doesn't stop. And
Is it a problem that your brain makes noises? Or, like, would it be more of a problem when it stops making noises?
it's a very good question. I don't know.
Honestly, I like it when it just, like, continues to make noises because that means that, like, interesting things are happening. Just as today will be an interesting episode. Oh, look at that link. Fantastic. It's just like I planned it, which I did not. In fact, I did not plan this at all. So today we have a couple of topics right here for you. We have Destiny 2 accidentally turns on crossplay, and they're shutting it down as well. Then we have researchers use machine learning to make GTA 5 look realistic. We have Bitcoin drops to below $50,000 after Elon Musk announces that Tesla will stop accepting Bitcoin since Bitcoin is using electricity which can be made by coal. Unlike the electricity that their cars run on, because we'll get to that. Hopefully we'll have that figured out by that point in time. And finally, we have quite a funny story. Facebook suspends Signal from advertising on its platforms after Signal tries to run a campaign showing users their data that they have access to. That's also quite an interesting one to take.
Was it a blank piece of paper?
Oh, no. This is one you'll absolutely enjoy. Okay. I am sure. If you haven't seen this yet, this is good.
Okay.
So, that's it. Before we get to that, let's get right into what games have you played over the last week. I know that you have like we briefly talked about, like, you've gotten your Replicant, but you have barely had any time to play it. Is there any impressions that you've had from that game where you're like, you want to talk about, or you're like,
I'm interested to see where it goes, because obviously I've got a lot of knowledge and understanding of Automata.
Mm-hmm.
It's just trying to find time, and the worst thing is, like, I'm trying to avoid spoilers, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like there are the odd things, like, oh, I see a screenshot. Oh dear God, I see a screenshot. Oh, how do I, oh God, no, not a screenshot. No. What else is there? I've also been playing Outriders as well.
Oh.
So played a chunk of that with Loz, because it does just turn into like a giant snore fest.
Mm-hmm.
So which is like, yeah, whatever. Then there's, what else? Like, hilariously, I think Outriders is doing worse than Warframe on Twitch. Yeah.
Is it?
No, it is. Like, we checked it yesterday, and it was like 1.3 thousand viewers in the directory, and Warframe was at like 1.7 or 1.8.
To be honest,
so
I can't say I'm surprised.
Exactly. What else was there? I mean, it's better than the Marvel Avengers.
Honestly, like, it still has twice as many people watching it on Twitch as there are people actually playing Marvel's Avengers, so, you know.
And then there's what was the other one? Helldivers. Played some Helldivers on stream with Nazareth on Monday. That was fun. I shouldn't be allowed to drive because I end up running myself over. Yeah, worked that one out. And basically I get out. So in the APC, you get in the APC through the front of the vehicle, right? So if you're driving forward and you get out of the vehicle, you get out the front of the vehicle just runs you over. It's hilarious. Then what was the last one? And I played some Warframe again yesterday with Nazareth, and yeah, like, I don't get on with Deimos. There's just too much going on the screen. It's just like, I've been watching a lot of a YouTube channel called Girlfriend Reviews. Really interesting channel and things. But she describes things that are like that complex in nature as diarrhea Christmas lights, right? And I completely get it with with Nier Automata, with Dead Cells, with Deimos, Diary of Christmas Lights. So, Anyway, but what have you been playing?
Well, actually, like before we get to that, I was actually quite curious when it comes to how do you feel then with like the void storms that Warframe has recently introduced? Because I haven't really played much of it, but I've seen a lot of footage of it, which is, if you're talking about a lot going on screen, that's a lot going on screen.
But have you seen the most recent footage?
No, I've
Right.
not. So have they adjusted it?
Yes, they've well, hold on. I should move you to the other screen so I look like I'm actually talking to you. Bear with me 2 seconds.
Let's face away
So-
from each other.
Yeah, no. So,
it like
so yeah, no, they have adjusted. So before, right, whenever you were next to like a void storm rift thing, right, your whole screen would just go. You
Yeah.
couldn't see shit, right, and you didn't know where it was, right. But now they changed it so that only like a segment of it appears in the direction that like it is in relative to you. But the only problem is because it's like an overlay on the screen, it's relative to your 3-dimensional location on a 2-dimensional piece of paper. So it's hard to tell, like, is it in front of me or is it above me? Yeah. So that's a little bit of a tricky wicket. But besides that, that is significantly better. Though you're not wrong. The original, it was, oh God, that was like insane to the max.
I do wonder about that because it's something which I've seen, well, for Warframe's development, that they've added more and more like lights and amazing effects, because people love when you have like these colored effects, especially if you use like abilities and stuff. And with like more and more like ray tracing and other technologies coming around to allow computers to be able to like push those effects. I see a lot of games just like really like to use them. Do you think like we're getting to a point in time where people are actually like kind of overusing them, where it's like, please can we just like turn them down?
Yeah, it's like, just because I have the screen real estate to have 20 gajillion what's it called, animated GIF Jesus rainbow whatever, I doesn't mean that I should have them on my website. No, I think with the increase in screen resolution and stuff like this, there is a higher necessity for trying to think of the terminology here. There is a higher necessity to rethink the user experience. Like, as I said, like, this day and age in web 2.0, 3.0, pick a number, I don't know. You rarely see websites that take up the whole of the screen, right?
Yeah.
The majority of websites just focus down the middle.
Yeah.
And yeah.
We've actually gone to like such a like phone influenced like website design where it's like practically like if you just like take your phone, you go to any website and you just like kind of like make it bigger sort of thing. It's like, yeah, everything kind of like fits down that middle straight sort of thing. But then again, like, do you really want to like look in the corner of your like white screen like, okay, let me go and find something over there. Let me go find something over there.
Yeah. So I do think that there is some value in adjusting it. Like, I mean, hell, if I could adjust the particle effects in Deimos separately from the rest of the game, that'd be a quality of life I'd be happy with.
Oh man. Anyway, let's see.
So what have you played?
What have I been playing? I've been playing a bit of Apex, but more importantly, I've been playing some Horizon Zero Dawn, because if you're listening to this, there's a big chance you might have already missed this, but I mean, like, I've said it a million times before already. PlayStation is doing like a free giveaway thing because it's Corona time, so they're giving away Horizon Zero Dawn, the complete edition, like all the DLC and stuff, if you have a PlayStation. And I've really been enjoying it. It's like a game which I've kind of picked up like a couple of years ago, played a little bit, and I was like, fuck, let's go play it. And I really enjoy it. I've really been enjoying that game. It's kind of like set in like the future sort of thing, where like there's like this, I don't know if you've played it, but it's kind of like you have
A
robots,
bit, yeah.
robot animals who are hostile to you, and you are like tribesmen and spears, and you just it's very interesting. There's a very interesting story behind it. I don't know all the details behind it because like we're only like 4 hours in or something. But yeah, like I've really been enjoying it, and like honestly, I think it's a really cool thing that PlayStation has gone around and just said like, hey, here you go, you can have it for free for this amount of time. So
No, I think it's great that they go ahead and do these sorts of things. I just kind of wish that, like, I I kind of wish more games these days that are exclusive or only exclusive for a limited time, because people do have a preference. I mean, as weird as it is, I mean, PC, it doesn't make a great deal of sense to have a preference of Steam over Epic Game Store. I mean, yeah, I don't like Epic Game Store, but I mean, if that's the only way you can get the game, then
Yeah.
what do but with what's the name of the but it would be nice to see like more console exclusive games come to PC. Like, I'd love to play Spider-Man on the PC. I have zero interest in getting a games console for it,
yeah,
but it's what can I say?
Actually, speaking of like exclusives and like console exclusives, particularly, this was a topic I was just gonna include, but like ultimately I decided to not really do it because it's, it's not really all that interesting. But I think it's interesting in this application. Basically, like a Sony developer came out and they said that they're working on 25 games, first-party games, to be released over like the coming years, sort of thing. With over half of them like just being new IPs. But all of them are going to be exclusive to the PlayStation 5, which is just literally, since its launch for like months ago, it's been unobtainium. You can't buy that thing. So
Yeah.
I'm really wondering, it's like, why are you releasing 25 exclusive games to a console that barely anyone has?
I mean, don't get me wrong. There is some value in, because if you think about this, if you could finally get your hands on a PlayStation 5, then you've got a lot of opportunities to play these games like Demon Souls. I've heard a lot of good things about Returnal, stuff like this. So I do see that there is some reverse benefit to this. But the big question is, when can you eventually get your hands on that console? I have exactly the same opinion when it comes to graphics cards. My current graphics card is looking to be very at the moment. And
Which one do you
the
have?
question is, huh?
Which one do you have?
I have a MSI 2070 GTX.
I'm sorry. That is, I'll take it off with you if it's so bad. If it's so bad, you can have my 960.
Oh my god. I haven't had my last. The one before my 2070 was actually a 970. But yeah, no, I'm hoping there's going to be a 40 gen graphics card this year. Sorry, I need to. Oh, that's why that's happening. Sorry, I was like, my internet is playing silly buggers, and like,
Yeah.
why do I keep freezing? Yeah. So
There was
the yeah, so like, I'm really hoping that there's going to be a new graphics card this year. But it's crazy how graphics cards and PlayStation 5s, like, why just aren't they making more of them?
Well, let me tell you another topic I was going to include, but ultimately didn't end up including. Nintendo has actually come out to their investors and said that they physically cannot make any more Switches, even like right now, because just the semiconductor like shortage, it's so big. Like core factories are already shutting down. Medical factories
Wow.
like businesses that make like life-saving devices are already like knocking on like raising alarms, or like we are now like at a point where we can't make these things anymore, and we're gonna have to make decisions as to like, or actually they're pleading to like the semiconductor factories, please make decisions where this medical like equipment should precede cars and computers and consoles, because like we'd rather not have a world where we cannot like supply someone with our like
So
stuff
wait,
ready.
why? So what semiconductors aren't being produced?
Well, it's not necessarily that they're not being produced. It's just that like the demand has increased by so much that like they just can't keep up, and it's expected to at least continue on to for sure next year, the half of next year, Like TSMC is expecting this to last well into 2022, because like they just need to build more factories, and building a factory like that takes like anywhere between 2 and 5 years. And on top of that, TSMC, one of the largest producers located in Taiwan, is actually cutting down its production right now because there's an extreme drought in Taiwan right now, and they can't use the water. Like the government has mandated them that they can't use that water because there is not enough water to go around for like regular consumption sort of thing. So yeah, there's just a lot of factors that really like has been hammering down on
this. Right, okay. So like I thought it was more than just like it felt really weird that all this stuff just suddenly kind of upped and disappeared, right? And I actually did a Google search and I was like, hey, why is no graphics card? Why no is graphics card? And all the stuff, all the reports I saw was like, oh, because of scalpers. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's like, so this is really interesting to me. I kind of want to dig into this a bit further, if you don't mind.
Go watch like Gamers Nexus. Like they cover this a lot. Like they cover a lot of this and a lot more in depth as well. They talk a lot about like game stuff, but also more on the hardware side of things. And they also go in depth about like because they have contacts with like card suppliers and stuff, so they know a little bit more about it. But yesterday we also had I actually had a conversation on stream with Fellinger about this. Like they said that Bitcoin miners, because like there is so much going on. So first of all, we have scalpers. We have also that basically what's going on right now is everyone's stuck at home. Everyone's working from home. So like for the first time, like right now, it's like, oh shit. Normally I'd have a laptop from work, but hey, I can have a home workstation, and we can also like make it bigger and have a game station. So why not? Like students, everyone that so there's the demand for computers there. And on top of that, what you also have, people don't go on vacation because you can't go anywhere. So what do you have? You sit at home all day, you need a computer, and you have extra money left because you don't go away on vacation. What do? You're going to go and buy a new console, a new computer. So like the demand has increased so much. On top of that, we have like the crypto boom, where all of a sudden like all these cryptocurrencies are like sky high, and mining has become such a big thing that miners are going onto it. On top of that, what you have is that retail stores are closed. So every single thing that's being launched right now is practically being launched online. So that means that if it's being launched online, you can't have this thing where, hey, I can stand in line and I can grab one, or the retail stores can limit it to one. It's basically like people can come in with bots, which they do. They buy bots, just like instantly snap this thing up. And then you just have go ahead.
Just the thing that I really want to know, right? And I hope you can help clarify this. Why has production ground to a halt?
Production hasn't ground to a halt, really.
Hasn't it?
No. So like it has reduced a lot as far as I'm aware. Production has reduced quite a bit because of, like initially because of like Corona and stuff. However, they're pretty much like at the capacity right now because it's just like such a high demand, especially because like AMD went to a different like size wafer. They've changed their nanometers around. Like they've increased that, and they've decreased the nanometers, and that's also why Nvidia is going back to like older products, because these are on wafers which are more freely available, sort of thing, but still like very limited. And what you have also is that basically the reason why car factories are shutting down right now is because they can't get the wafers anymore, and the reason why they can't is because last year
are you talking about silicon wafer?
Yeah, silicon wafers.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So basically last year when the Corona pandemic like started, car factories basically like canceled their orders of like the silicon wafers that all go into like that they need for like producing the chips for all like your navigation, all your electric cars. There's so much chips in there right now. What they have, what they thought is like, we're probably not going to sell that many cars because, pandemic. However, what happened is actually, during the pandemic, people started buying a lot more cars than expected, because like people were stuck at home, didn't go anywhere. They're like, well, let's go and upgrade our car, sort of thing. And now they're like, okay, shit, we got to like bring in an order again to start producing them again. However, now they're like back in the list, like at the back of the list now, and that just means that they can't have those chips. So like right now you have like big parking lots just full of like, especially I think the Ford F-150 factory has been shut down. We've had like here in Holland a car factory shut down. We've had like in Germany car factory shut down because cars are just sitting at the parking lot like ready, like completely done, except for all the computer parts, because they can't make those anymore. And like basically the moment you have thousands of like or hundreds of cars just sitting in a parking lot but you can't sell them, it makes no sense to go and build more anymore. So these things are just shutting down, and it's most likely also going to affect the mobile market soon as well, because Apple has said like, oh, the iPhone will not have a problem with this, but most likely like phone launchers will be impacted by this as well, coming up like this year, sort of thing.
This is really, really interesting because, like, I'm just surprised by how the demand has just suddenly changed. And it's not that. So it's not that. What was the thing about the water with Taiwan?
So basically, in order to produce these waivers, like it takes a very, very complicated process. Like seriously, there's like there are factories you should see like how much like meticulous like stuff is going on around it to like make sure that the factories are completely clean, and they also use a lot of water when it comes to like creating these ships. However, Taiwan is going for a very serious drought right now, so that like the general water supply is very, very low. That the government, either the government mandated or already TSMC has already like stepped down because they saw this coming. They can't produce that much water anymore because the water also needs to go to people that like need to drink. Just as we've seen in South Africa, like over the past couple of years, they also have these moments of intense drought. So that's also impacting it as well. Good news though is that right now we have like US and EU government stepping up saying, because like this is a really big thing, and like I'm kind of surprised that you don't know as much about it, and like people around me don't know as much about it, because this has been going on, like I've been aware of this going on since like October. But like basically like right now it's really catching wind everywhere because more and more sectors are being impacted, and US and EU government, like more or less Western governments, are really like stepping up to like we need to build more factories right here because we can't be dependent on just one part of the world or like these limited amounts of places. However, again, it takes like 5 years to build a factory like that. So it's going to take a long time for us to get out of here. And that's also why supply of like consoles and like anything hardware related is just not there.
Yeah. That's oh, jeez. Just wondering, like, should I just? I think I'm gonna have to wait till next year before I can get like a 40 gen NVIDIA graphics card.
Well, it's a question if they're even going to be releasing a next gen this year, because why would they?
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Anyway, that really nice segue. Should we get on with the show?
Well, actually, what do I want to say? Oh yeah, there was another PlayStation thing, which, you know what, for all the other topics in there, PlayStation and Discord have actually come to an agreement. So Microsoft and Discord seemed to be in talk last time that we spoke on the FrameCast, where Microsoft was alleged to be buying Discord. That did not happen. Neither sources have really confirmed that these talks were present, but it seems like the deal has spun off. However, on the other hand, then Sony came around and they are taking, I think, 19% like ownership of Discord, so they get like a small part of it, and in return there's going to be a collaboration between Discord and PlayStation. There is no real details as to like how this will look like. They say they're working hard on like integrating this, but whether this will mean that if you have PlayStation Plus, you will get Discord Nitro, or this will mean that you have improved communications through your PlayStation like voice chat because it will go for Discord, we don't know yet. However, what this might indicate is that the idea that people are having that Discord might go public soon, like that could be reinforced because Sony has like 19% right now. So like that could be like, if that turns into shares, I could like give them value and stuff. So that is interesting. I'm glad, honestly, that basically Microsoft isn't taking over this entire thing, and I think that hopefully like Sony like partnering up with Discord, but still Discord remaining independent, will give them a boost, because as we talked about last time, it's really expensive to run Discord actually, and I'd rather have them remain around us rather than see them turn into Skype 2.0.
Yeah, I mean, I think the reality where Discord could turn into Skype 2.0, I don't think it's impossible, but at the same time, Microsoft have been relatively well behaved as of recent. But we'll have to wait and see, sort of thing. But the thing I would really like it is if they bridge the connection between PC users or mobile users and PlayStation 4 users.
Yes.
That's the thing I really want to see. So, but the question is, will they do it?
I think they may, because, you know, you already have all these cross-play games. Like, it's becoming more and more common to, like, have this interaction between them. And, like, honestly, I can't think of any service that PlayStation is offering where it's like, oh, yeah, if people start, like, chatting with each other, then that will take away from like our profits. I think that like if they allow people to like install Discord, that might actually just be a benefit to their console, where I'm like, hey, I can go and sit in a Discord like group chat or in a Discord voice chat and just have fun with my friends while I'm playing my games on my PlayStation, where I can't do that with my Xbox.
Yeah. No, I do agree with you. I just hope for the future, really, more than anything else.
Yeah. Speaking of crossplay, let's actually get into the first topic.
Sure.
Which is Destiny 2 accidentally turns on crossplay and then turns it back off again. So last December, Destiny 2 announced that it would implement cross-platform play in 2021. So whilst Destiny has had some cross-save for a while now, where you can like save your account to like a Bungie.net account and then you can like play it on every single platform, but not at the same time, you were still limited to playing with people on your own platform. So PC people play with PC people, Xbox people play with Xbox people. However, with the latest update, people have discovered that a beta crossplay version has already been implemented, and some people have actually gotten it to work to play among different platforms. Destiny has already responded saying that this is a premature experience and it will be patched in the next update. So say goodbye to the crossplay until it returns to us once yet again. So, what do you think? Destiny 2 crossplay?
Like, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm gonna be that guy. I don't care about Destiny, right? I've seen people play Destiny. I've seen people, I've been trying to support my friends on Twitch more and more. Some people that are trying to make like a full-time career out of it. And I'm trying to work out the best, stuff for them. And there is some stuff that's happening on Twitch. I won't get into those details because that's a slip and slide that will take us down a rabbit hole and we'll never get back out of. But I've watched people play Twitch and I'm just like, I don't care, right? And that's how I feel about this. Like, ooh, crossplay for consoles and PC, and I don't care.
Well, the reason I bring this up is not necessarily for Destiny 2, but I'm curious, would this set like more and more of a precedent for games like Warframe to move towards a cross-platform play as well? Because we are seeing it with plenty of games. Look at Outriders, now has crossplay. Destiny 2 implements crossplay. Like, I agree with you there. Like I quite enjoy to play Destiny 2's like story quest, but outside of that, I don't really play it. But seeing that this game like moves to crossplay as well, and actually like Outriders came out already with crossplay installed. This is a game that's kind of like moving into and implementing it. Do you think that this might set a precedent for games like Division, games like Warframe, to start doing that as well and kind of make it like an industry standard sort of thing, that every single live service game or most live service games that come out right now should kind of have like crossplay?
I think new games will come out supporting it, much like Outriders. Sorry, you said it 2 seconds ago. Yeah. So Outriders, I think, is a good thing. But the big thing about Outriders is it's a one and done purchase, right? So even though you have bought it on the PlayStation 4, you're not gaining anything by buying it again for the PC, right? But with games such as Warframe, and I'm not really going to go into too much detail about this because we've done it to death.
Yeah.
You don't buy Warframe, right? You buy the premium currency. So the problem would be is if you log on to Warframe on the Xbox, you buy your premium currency on there, and then you go on to the PC, and then you spend your premium currency. Like there's a dynamic there that is just wrong, right? And everyone wants their slice of the pie. Hell, look at Epic and Apple kicking off still in the news, right? Yeah. But I think future games are going to benefit from this more, and that will then drive the demand for older games to start implementing it, or rather enabling it, right? Because I can't see I think Destiny's payment system is very similar to Warframe's. So it's got like a premium currency, and it's got the silver crap.
Yeah.
You know, so the console market will want their cut of that premium purchase. So I cannot easily see that feature getting turned back on again. So,
well, I think what they mentioned is that like this is going to be coming up in a month or like in a short time frame. It's just like right now it was like accidentally like, oh shit, this is already turned, like they already implemented it like beforehand before it actually becomes to release. Do you I'm kind of wondering when it comes to what one thing that's made mentioned in chat right here is that Warframe can't do crossplay because like the trade prices are very fast. Like, there's a big difference. In like trade prices on like the both platforms, and the consoles have like things like Tenogen, which is paid for with real money on PC. They have like premium currency. You can buy that on consoles. And what you bring up as well is like the like Epic versus Apple sort of thing, that they cut that developers take. Consoles still take a 30% cut of the revenue, like of like what people buy on their platform. It's first goes to the platform, whereas on PC that can be very much different depending on whether you're with Epic. You get like 12% cut, Steam still takes 30, or just independent and you probably take everything. The thing which I wonder about though is, could it be that Warframe might just be looking at Destiny and being like, let's see how they do, and let's see like how we can respond with that, because like I feel that they've been more and more pushing updates to like release at the same time to kind of like more and more get them in sync, because previously like updates used to be like you'd get an update for PC and 2 or 3 months later, or like a month later, or like whatever, like a long time later you'd get that on consoles. And right now I'm seeing more and more that they're like bringing it out like in unison, except for the Switch, because the Switch is a little bit different. But could it be that they might be like looking at this, like not entirely sure, but like who knows? Might be.
I from going from past dev streams and things, I'm pretty sure if DE wanted to enable crossplay, they could like that, right? But I think they know, because of systems like the trading of platinum and things, it's a can of worms that they can't protect, and as a result, there's probably like contractual limitations that prevent people from, like DE would be sued by Sony and Microsoft for enabling crossplay with a system like that implemented. It's like, I remember back in the day, Steve and Scott and Reb, they were all super happy with the concept of the Rainbow Bridge, right? Mm-hmm. But all of a sudden, all word of the Rainbow Bridge just disappeared. And then there was like the odd question about it, and then they kind of got all sad and like, yeah, we can't do it. We're not allowed to do it, kind of thing. So
yeah, I am like that's why I'm curious to see like what Destiny does. Even though it's not a game I'm super invested in, I do think like because of the similarities that they have, I'm quite curious as like how they'll pull it off. Moving on to something pulling this off is pretty insane. This is about researchers use machine learning to make GTA 5 a realistic. Let me go and grab the video for you, because a few days ago, researchers from Intel Labs, let me see if I can grab this right here, posted a video and published a paper.
To understand
right
what
here,
that means, let us have a look at some footage from the game Grand Theft Auto 5. The game looks great, but it is not quite photorealistic.
Like the mechanisms
let us now turn on our method.
Machine learning can,
our method modifies the images from the game to look more realistic. It is a convolutional network which produces images frame by frame and can be run at interactive rates.
From car rates in Germany. However, unlike other forms
this model
of
was trained to translate GTA 5 to the Cityscapes dataset.
This doesn't just pull from like the images that they see.
Cityscapes contains mostly images of German cities recorded with an automotive-grade camera. Here are a few examples from the dataset. Of GTA's California.
The game will have
the results are geometrically and semantically consistent with the input images and temporally stable.
Version a lot more stable. And as you can see, this right here.
Let us have a look at the state of the art in comparison to our work. Here is contrastive unpaired image-to-image translation, or CUT for short. CUT is less temporally stable and hallucinates objects, such as trees in the sky or Mercedes stars on the.
Let's see. Please stop the video and repeat what you said before. Here we cannot. What?
Is the video audio on?
Is it?
Can they hear the video audio?
Hood of the car.
Oh yeah, they can hear the video. Just mute the video. It's fine.
Yeah. I did not know that because it didn't give me anything. Oh, okay, I'm sorry about that. Wow. We should never do videos and stuff like this. Scene has caused us so much trouble.
Lol.
I hate it. Hold on. Let me just kill this.
Well, at least we caught people saying it. I mean,
yeah.
And at least it's not, one person repeating what they're saying over someone.
Anyway, I'll cut the music. I'll cut the sound out of this forever. We will never have videos of music because I don't even know whether I couldn't hear it. So I don't know. Hopefully, there's no copyrighted music in this because otherwise we're screwed. But anyway, here we go. So anyway, let's repeat them. What you're seeing right here is GTA 5, just GTA 5 gameplay turned photorealistic through machine learning. So basically for the same techniques, basically what they use for turning a certain piece of art into a different art style. They're using that as well here to turn this gameplay footage into somewhat realistic looking footage, which they've taken from a database of car rides through Germany. However, unlike what you normally have with digital machine learning, where they transform a piece of image that they have or a piece of video that they have, which tends to be generally quite unstable, they can also, because this is a game, pull from the the data that the game has and how far objects are, and due to that this looks a lot more stable in the changed version. And honestly, it is pretty cool to see how they can apply such a method to change this into something which looks actually quite realistic. Let me see if we can find more pictures right here. But yeah, so that's kind of what just came out 2 or 3 days ago, and I thought that was really cool to show.
That is really cool. The question I have is it doing this in real time, or is it taking footage from someone's gameplay experience in GTA and then applying the machine learning, so on and so. Does the question make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me see if I can find anything about that, because is it taken at the point, or let's see. There is a link at this video to the paper that they've published as well. I didn't have time to read the entire paper, but yeah, let me see.
Also, publications typically are painful to read.
Yeah, they can be. I can't quite find it right now, and I don't think that this is a piece of software that we can or a useful application which we can see being implemented in the next 2 or 3 years. But it's kind of like a concept which could be used or could not be used, especially because if you games lately have been trying to use up a lot of processing power to turn this into turn games into as realistic as possible, for all sorts of RTX lighting techniques, or all sorts of high fidelity graphics. But maybe if you can kind of bypass that through using a machine learning algorithm, that might be another solution. I don't know how viable it is, because I don't I haven't really had time to look into it. I just saw this video and kind of I read up on it briefly, but didn't go into the entire paper. I just think it's a really cool technological achievement sort of thing.
I mean, one thing that I find interesting is if they start making dedicated PCIe cards, which are oh, this is the machine learning card. So what's this for? Machine learning.
They actually have that machine learning cores and stuff.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, wow.
Let me see if I can
It's this giant USB cable box thing.
Don't they have that in phones already right now? An AI chip, machine learning chip.
Well, I mean, I'm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do they?
So yeah.
What on earth data could they be collecting? This is just a prelude to the.
Let me see here. So, how Apple makes the AI chip powering the iPhone's fancy tricks. In a rare interview, let's see, describes building artificial for the new A12 processor. So I think the iPhone, iPhones already have a designated chip for powering the AI processors that are going on there. So I think yeah.
Have you watched the movie The Mitchells versus the Machines?
No, I've not.
Yeah, this is what I'm feeling. People, you should go watch the movie. It's on Netflix, at least in the UK. But The Mitchells versus the Machines. And that's the direction we're going in, clearly.
I mean, like, have you already seen that video of like a monkey playing Pong with his mind?
What?
Oh my god! I have something to show to you.
Oh my god.
So Neuralink recently posted a video of like a monkey who can already play Pong with his mind. And when I heard that, and I didn't see the video yet, I was like, yeah, sure. It will probably be, it will probably just be like a monkey, which is like, you see it kind of like play a game, but like it will just be jittery and stuff, and like it will look like not like anything. So this right here is what it actually looks like.
Oh my god.
What they have right here is they have a system where like the monkey's being fed like food as it like like does good, and then it has like a control. Like let's see if we can like skip ahead a little bit. It has like a control. All right, this is a picture-in-picture mode. I kind of want to have the other one, monkey neural. This is the one I need. So skip trial. There we go. So what you have right here is like the monkey right here has like a joystick where it can like control it. So like that's where to start out with. Like the monkey just controls it with the joystick controls, and then like he gets like food, a reward if he does correctly. But what they do then is like they'll like they have a Neuralink chip implanted to read the brain activity, and they just read the brain activity of like the monkey moving around the stick, and then later on what they're going to do is they're going to unplug the controller, and they're just going to let the chip do the input. So that's what you see right here, is that right here the controller is unplugged, the monkey's still moving the controller, but they're just reading like the instigating arm movement. And as you can see right here, it is doing it just as though he would be like moving the controller, but this time it's just moving it with his brain. Honestly, like this is interesting. This
really is interesting.
And like they also have where he's like playing Pong right here, and as you can see, like he is not moving anything. He's just doing this with his brain, and he's playing Pong, just like you or I would. And that is what they can do right now. So yeah, this.
So I don't know if you realize the significance of this, because like imagine you have an amputee. Right, yeah. They lose their arm and thing. Instead of actually controlling the arm through like the muscle movements and things like this that of the remaining limb, you could actually just plug in a chip into the brain, and then you're just controlling the arm via a completely different path.
Yeah, that is also their goal right now of Neuralink. Like their goal right now is to like being able to like read from the brain, and kind of like also with people with like paralysis to be able to like cross that bridge basically, because most of the time like what's happened with people with paralysis, or in some cases I know someone that has this, where like basically like the nerve has snapped, so like basically there's no connection between like the one end and the other end, and because that like connection has snapped, you can't move anything anymore. But what if you could place like a receiver on one end and like a receiver on the other end, and you could connect those. Basically you could bring that like these patterns back, and that's kind of what they're going for, to be able to like have humans that are limited, that have paralysis or have like amputations, to be able to like move things like just with their brain, as though like we would be moving ourselves as well. And that's where they're going for it. And honestly, they're making like good progress. Like this is insane. This is really exciting.
So C Outlook says like, how much harder would it be to play Warframe in your with your head? I've been like turning it down for it. I'm like, yes, good. Like I don't know how much Ghost in the Shell you have watched, right? But in the series, right, the major Motoko Kusaragi, right, she is able to control two bodies at the same time, right? So she's able to do two jobs at the same time, and it's just, to me, that's just crazy. I'm like, I just be like, oh yeah, I'm just like setting up this server, I'm just like, I'm just chilling in bed, just watching TV. Like, oh my god. Oh wait, no, this is a bad thing, because if work find out that I could be in two places at once, they'll give me more work to do. Wait, does that mean I get two paychecks? I get two paychecks.
Oh man. But like, or it might also not work with Warframe, because like, remember when they tried like putting Warframe in VR, and like, they put in the VR headset.
Did they?
Like, yeah, I think I heard a story where like they tried to like play Warframe, like is Warframe suitable for VR, and then like they actually like boot up like this thing where you're like, oh no, Warframe first person mode SVR, but then like if you start bullet jumping, you just like go insane.
Oh my god. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, because like if you see like the jumps and the moves and like the twists that you make whenever like you're jumping around, if you like just imagine that first person, and honestly, that's just like, so that might be when it comes to like moving that with your mind, might be different. But if it can be possible, then like Connect will kind of like have to like swallow their words with like your body is the controller, because I mean now
my brain is.
Yeah. So let's see, was there something else? Oh yeah, the actually like that comes in with this thing right here, with the next topic that we have right here, which is Bitcoin drops to below $50,000 after Elon Musk announced that Tesla will no longer be accepting Bitcoin as payments for their cars because Bitcoin is using electricity which could be made by coal. So last night, Elon Musk tweeted that Tesla would stop accepting Bitcoin payments for car purchases as they're concerned with the increasing use of fossil fuels for Bitcoin mining and transactions. Whereas Tesla's recent announcement made Bitcoin increase in value, because like they announced that like you could actually buy a car with Bitcoin. This announcement where they no longer accept it will led to a steep drop in value, where it went from like around $60,000 in value to around $48,000, and that's been remained lowered like over the rest of the day. With the recent crypto boom, mining has become very popular again, and concerns have been raised like pretty much worldwide about like the power consumption that like mining has, and especially also the effect on the hardware market, which we've also discussed in a little bit because of like increased mining interests. Other coins like Ethereum has already announced that they want to move away from mining, which has like been met with fierce protests from like miners. And a new Chia coin is working on a proof of storage, which would require storage to mine rather than processing power, which means that basically right now you can't get CPUs or GPUs, but watch out, you'll probably won't be able to get SSDs or HDDs as well soon. So get excited. You'll only be stuck with a power supply, which you can like kind of like, you know, you can put it in a bath and just, you know, like that's your computing experience, because like it's just sad. But anyway, meanwhile, it is still yet to be confirmed what exactly kind of electricity Teslas use, the electric cars, which are powered by the same electricity that powers the electric like machines that mine Bitcoin. But we surely hope that it isn't the same that those computers use, because oh god damn, those nasty computers running on coal. But our cars not running on coal, yeah. So that is yeah, good.
I'm just like, I get it. You want to preserve the planet as much as you can by not burning fossil fuels. And you hurt people where it hurts the most, which is in their wallet, right? So a part of me gets it, but you've got to provide an alternative, man.
I feel that this is just like a really weak excuse, because like literally what they're saying is like,
that's my point.
They're saying PCs use electricity, and electricity can be generated by coal, therefore we don't like Bitcoin. And it's like, okay, but like you make electric cars which are powered by electricity, by the same electricity that can be made by the same coal, like, okay.
But like how does he even know that there are these Bitcoining farms that are coal powered? It just sounds so dumb to me. Like, I'm just envisioning someone like, you know, you got these two guys, right, in a furnace. They're just shoveling coal in, and then upstairs there's a shit ton of computers that are like just generating Bitcoins. Like, how do they marry up? You know, it's just really bloody dumb. But regardless, like, how does he even know that this is accurate?
Well, there have been reports about like Bitcoin like really having a big impact on power. So like right here we have an article about Bitcoining mining farms in China's Inner Mongolia region are set to face higher electricity prices after government crackdown. So 21 Bitcoin mining farms are set to face higher electricity prices because like basically like they're just like taking so much electricity. That like basically like a lot of like communities are being affected because like what you have is like there's just an insane draw of electricity. So I can kind of see it like the argument has been made by other people where it's like, well, like this costs a lot of electricity, so like this has an impact on the planet. But at the same time, I just feel like it might just have been a thing where they're like, well, let's go and accept like Bitcoin for like our payments. Might this be a smart idea? Maybe this might not be a smart idea. You know what? Let's just say that yeah, it uses electricity. Fuck electricity. God, our cars are made by electricity. Fuck, or like powered by. Fuck, just. I hope no one notices. Yeah, save the planet. Don't use electricity, but use it for our cars.
So surely Elon Musk, man of many opinions, has mentioned as to, like he's responded to, oh yeah, but my cars are powered by fossil fuel, clean, renewable energy sourced electricity. Like, surely he said something like this.
Let me see what we have right here. So this right here is like he has actually shown right here like the energy use trend over the past few months of Bitcoin compared to, so like what you have is like the electricity use and the interest in Bitcoin sort of thing. So like it has gone up. Like it's actually like a really bad picture right here because you can't really see, but like it's gone up sort of thing. But yeah, like this right here is a statement. Tesla has suspended vehicle purchases using Bitcoin. We are concerned about the rapid increase of fossil fuels for Bitcoin mining intersection, especially coal, which is the worst emissions of any fuel. Cryptocurrency is a good idea on many levels, and we believe it has a promising future, but this cannot come at the great cost of the environment. Tesla will not be selling any Bitcoin, and we intend to use it. Will not use it for transactions as soon as mining transitions to a more sustainable energy. We're also looking into other cryptocurrencies that use less than 1% of Bitcoin's energy/transaction. And like replies to that, I mean, like generally Twitter replies aren't the strongest suit. But yeah, let's see, what do we have right here? Let's see, kilowatt hour consumed per transaction. So this right here is like this right here. I don't know what the source is, but I've gotten this from Twitter, so that means like it's very reliable. Let me see. Can I like zoom this out so you guys can see this as well? No, this doesn't make it any better. I'll just like move you away in a moment.
Sure.
So, oh fuck. Oh, why are you so slow, computer? Why are you so slow? So what we're looking at right here is a graph that shows the most environmentally friendly cryptocurrencies. So while cryptocurrencies on the whole tend to be fairly damaging for the environment, some have more impact than others. So basically, like what it means to do crypto mining, actually, like dive.
Oh bloody hell!
Yeah. So what you see right here is that what like cryptocurrencies do is like they have to check constantly with every single transaction, like whether it's like they check this transaction and then it's like shared with all the computers in the system that will note it down, so like there can't be any fraud. That's basically what mining is. And what you see right here is you have a list of things that have like the kilowatt hour consumed per transaction. So you have XRP, which at like 0.0079 kilowatt hour per transaction. You have Dogecoin, which is 0.12 kilowatt hour per transaction, and Bitcoin is on 707 kilowatt hour per transaction. So there is, according to this, again, I don't know like the source entirely. So like again, this is from Twitter, but like this does seem to be research compiled by TRG data centers based in Houston, Texas, about like the kilowatt hour consumption by for like Bitcoin, and Bitcoin apparently is just like insane compared to XRP.
So just to highlight some comparisons here. A kettle, right? Your typical, kitchen-fed kettle runs at about 1,500 to 1,800 kilowatt hours, right? So if you left your kettle on somehow magically for a whole hour, it will consume 1,800-ish kilowatts. Right? So for Bitcoin to be 707, right? What we're talking 3 of those, so 3 hours equals a kettle.
So
right?
This right here is another graph. Again, like I can't entirely speak to like how realistic these graphs are because like I don't know the exact sources, but this right here is so like this annual consumption. So you have XRP consuming about as much as a city in or Arizona with a population of 140 people every year. You have Ethereum equivalent to the population of Jordan consumption of electricity for about 10 million and like 9.45 million people. And then you have Bitcoin consuming about as much as the Czech Republic every year in energy.
The whole of the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
Wow. So I just want to check, is T like terawatt hours?
Yeah, I think so. Hold on, let me see if I can. Let's see. Yeah,
that's a lot.
So there definitely is a point in like how much, like, actually I did not know how much this actually was. Like, it is quite a big amount.
Yeah, I mean, like your PC, right? Do you know what the power supply in it is?
Let's see. I think it's a 550 watt power supply.
Right. So when you turn it on, it will peak at 550, but after that, it will probably idle around 100, 200.
Yeah.
Right. So you would need to have your PC on for, I don't know, anything from 9 hours to 18 hours to equate to a kettle. Right. The fact that a bloody Bitcoin costs more than that is insane.
Again, I do want to note that these numbers are taken from like people that are replying to Elon Musk on Twitter. We don't know their exact sources, so like please do your own research if you want to find the exact numbers, because like we're just doing this on the go. But like seriously, like this is, it's intense. That like even if these numbers somewhat approximate the truth, then like this is quite a bit that they use.
So the whole point of like it's 707 watts per hour
per transaction, they said.
Per transaction.
Again, like I don't know how true that is, but I mean, like it's just like there's a big difference between different coins.
Yeah, so basically what it means is the Bitcoin takes a lot longer to actually happen. But I'm just trying to think to myself, like, does that mean a PC? Oh no. Surely it's done by computer, right? So if you have a computer, so I think it just means on average, PCs that are doing it have a 707 watt power supply.
Well, basically they're no longer PC sort of thing. They're more like server farms. Trying to see if I can like find images of it, but like what it's been changing into is like you have like specific like Bitcoin mining systems right here. Let's see, this right here is a look into Russia's biggest Bitcoin mining farm. So this is like a Bitcoin mining facility. Like it's not just like a bloke with their PC anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
So it is.
I think it also depends on like how many Bitcoins you're farming out that one machine, and yeah, there's a lot to this.
I do actually think, because like honestly, like I wasn't aware of as much of this, because like a lot of times when I think about mining, I think this about like, you know, a bloke having their PC and just like making a couple of like, you know, fractions of Bitcoins because like, you know, they run this, and maybe like you'll have a server rack. I think it might be good if we have some sort of way that like if someone could like put together like some coverage around like what exactly goes into like Bitcoin mining right now. How does this like thing look like right now? How big are the farms that we speak of? Like how exactly how much energy is being used, and like what is it being used for? So like we can get an idea as people who are not into the like mining sphere. It's like how exactly it works, because like I'm hearing a lot of different things from different people, and like yesterday I had a like really long discussion around like, is mining like the sole cause of like the computer like shortage, and I said like I'm firmly believe that like that wasn't the sole cause. I think that's pretty much like the semiconductor shortage sort of thing, because like look at like consoles, you can't buy consoles either. And if it was solely the miners, then you should be able to buy consoles because miners can't use consoles. But if I see like the size of these farms, like there is like a lot of hardware going that way. So I would still say like it's not the main cause, but like it is probably of like a bigger importance than I assumed it was yesterday. So maybe there's some sort of content that covers this. Maybe there's like some sort of like good interesting, like if you know of anything that's out there, let me know, because like I'm actually quite interested to learn more about this, because it's of a greater scale than I thought it was. Though still, I do think it's kind of funny when like Elon Musk says, "Oh, electricity is bad," when you're like your electric company.
No, I can appreciate the irony. Is that irony? No, it's not irony. But yeah, I can appreciate the bullshittery.
Also, like a side tangent to that, basically, like there's another coin which is kind of tied to Elon Musk, where he like, which is Dogecoin, which has been like hyped up by him for like quite some time, and like it has actually gained like a lot of like value when it was from like almost like nothing to like 0.5 $0.7. And then like he went on some sort of show and he kind of bashed it, and like the price went down, but now he's like making a promise to like put Dogecoin on the moon, funding like a rocket with Dogecoins, and then like putting in physical Dogecoin on the moon. We'll have to see whether that happens, but like,
oh my God,
the crypto world is mad, honestly. Moving on to something which is also mad, but actually like very real and funny, but also scary. So this right here is something which I do really want to share with you right here, Drew, because I think that you will find this particularly interesting, or just funny. So Facebook has suspended Signal from advertising after its on its platforms after it tries to run a campaign showing users their data. So this month, messaging app Signal got suspended from advertising on Facebook after they intended to launch an ad campaign on Instagram showing users their data. Now, what does that look like? That looks like this. So you would get an ad saying you got this app because you are a newlywed Pilates instructor and you're cartoon crazy. This ad is use your location to see that you're in La Yola, you're into parenting blogs and are thinking about LGBTQ adoption. Other examples would include right here. Let me zoom this in. You got this ad because you're a K-pop loving chemical engineer. This ad use your location to see that you're in Berlin and you have a new baby and you just moved and you're really feeling those practicing exercises lately. You got this ad because you're a teacher, but more importantly, you're a Leo and single. This ad is used to use your location to see that you're in Moscow. You like to support sketch comedy, and this ad thinks you do drag. You got this ad because you're a GP with a master's in art history, also divorced. This ad uses your location to see that you're in London. Your online activity shows that you've been getting into boxing, and you're probably getting there on your new motorcycle. So, what do you think of these ads, Drew?
To be honest, I this is hilarious. I actually like this campaign. This is the sort of ad campaign I could get behind, because like, oh God, like I can't stand TV. I've made this comment before. I watch an advert on TV and it's just like, for the love of frickety frick, we not have an advert. Like, I know I've ended up watching. Oh God, I remember years ago. I used to watch. So I was watching House MD on my parents' TV. I got so angry that there was like intermission, car insurance advert, home advert, pet insurance advert. You know, it's just insurance adverts after insurance adverts. I was like, nope, screw this. Went to the DVDs that I've got, went to the specific episode, shoved it in the DVD player, and just continue watching it on the DVD player.
Yeah. Like, what I find interesting about these ads is that, like, Facebook doesn't like these. Like, basically, like, the reason this came up is because, like, Signal got, like, this thing where, like, the ad account was disabled. But, like, the thing is basically, like, Facebook is willing to, like, sell, like, ad agencies the data, but they don't want these ad agencies to, like, show the users what data they have. And, like, if you look at, like, these ads, like, they have a lot of data about people. And honestly, like, I feel that a lot of people are just like, yeah, I don't care what happens to my data, because, like, who cares? But I think that if you're actually shown what companies know about you, it will change how people feel about it. And especially, like, I also think that, like, let's imagine that these ads would run, and let's say that, like, you know, like, one of these was like right here, like, this ad used to use your location to see that you're in Moscow. This ad thinks that you do drag, and, like, in some places like Moscow, if you're into, like, things like drag, like, that's something which, like, could have significant, like, consequences for you because of, like, the way the country is run. So let's say that, like, this, like, Facebook knows this about you, and, like, it displays it to you while you're sitting there with, like, someone else. That could get you into trouble. And, like, I think that, like, that's not like saying anyway about, like, how the world should be, but that's something where I'm like, because we have the way that the world right here is, in a way that, like, you probably don't want everyone knowing everything about you. Like, this is kind of dangerous as well. And, like, this is something where, like, I love this ad campaign just for, like, showing, like, how much, like, data like, these companies actually know about you, and, like, how this thing where we're like, oh, it's just data, who cares, is probably something that you should kind of care about.
Yeah, no, I'm in complete agreement. I don't know about you, but every single time I get asked to confirm the cookies or whatever, I go into it and I make sure that they're all off. Or if there's no option to just save it automatically with them all off, then I'm just like, no, I'm gonna go use another website. Okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah.
Like, worse still, there are a number of websites that have been caught out by, oh hey, so you claim that you're not collecting my data. What's all this data that you're collecting? You know, so it's.
So.
Well, I mean, that's all I can say, really.
So another interesting thing is that Apple has actually introduced a new update, which is actually quite good, relating to this, where they have now introduced this thing where if apps want to track you, you got to opt in. So,
yes.
And it's turned out that a whopping 5% of people likes to be tracked. And 95% of the people don't want to be tracked. And that is really interesting because like this is something that Facebook has gone to court about and has been crying about, that like Apple is killing the industry, as we know. And they're actually also like sharing advertisements on like Instagram and Facebook. If you use those on your Apple device and you have it turned off, like they plead to you like, please turn on data sharing, please share your data with us, please allow us to track you, because otherwise like the internet won't be free anymore. But yeah, that is a very interesting development to see, like how actually, like if given the choice, people like and given.
Hold on, back it up. Sorry. Do a rewind for me.
Yeah.
The internet won't be free anymore.
Yeah, that is what they say, because they get money from getting your data, and if they can't get their data, they can't get money.
The hypocrisy is palpable. Mm-hmm. That isn't like, the internet won't be free. No, the whole point is choice. If you're taking, oh god.
Yeah. I mean,
sorry, that was just too wild.
Let me see if I can find the ads. Facebook.
So, out of interest, the ads that people were seeing for Signal, were they legitimate ads, or were they like, oh, this is us just poking fun at Facebook and just, you know?
So they actually wanted to get these ads up, but before they could be launched, Facebook just banned them from posting ads.
Wow.
So yeah,
that's crazy.
Right here we have the like notification you get if you are on iOS 14.5. It says this version of iOS requires us to ask permission to track some data. I love how it says some data. It's nothing. It's just some data from this device to improve your ads. So learn how we limit the use of this information if you don't turn on this device setting. So like we use this information about your activity we receive from other websites to show you ads that are more personalized, help keep Facebook free of charge, and support businesses that rely on ads to reach their customers.
Yeah, I'd just rather not use Facebook. Okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry, on that tangent, right? Mm-hmm. So, for those of you who don't know, I've been building a tool for a while now. I've been keeping it on the hush-hush, but I'm slowly expanding it out, including more and more people. And one of the things that I've been doing is in these like embeds in Discord, right? And only recently found out that they're not working properly. But they utilize a method defined by Facebook, right? Mm. Now, there are tools on the internet that allow you to see how it embeds in things. One such tool is on Facebook's developer platform, right? The absolutely shocking thing, unfathomably shocking, is that I had to log into Facebook to see what this tool would return, right? My Facebook account is still active, right? But I haven't used Facebook in literal years.
Mm.
So why do I still have an active account when there are people that buy a Quest 2, create a Facebook account then and there to play Quest 2 games, and then get banned. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Why would they get banned? No.
No, so there are people that would buy the Oculus Quest 2, right? But they didn't have a Facebook account, so they would create a brand new Facebook account. But according to Facebook's, it's illegal to create a fake account or some bullshit like this. And as a result, Facebook have been banning people, right? And when your Facebook account gets banned, all your Quest 2 games get banned. Right? So
that is insane.
This was months and months ago. Like, it was utter bullshit.
But honestly, I hate this entire mentality of like social media companies being like, oh no, you can only have one because you can only have your real. Like, when I use Facebook back in the day, because I've already deleted it, I had 10 different accounts because fuck it, you just make a new account because you just felt like it. That is what social media is for. Yeah.
So like there was this huge uproar, and people decided that they didn't want to. Oh god. So I'm a huge fan of Corridor Digital, right?
Yeah.
They used to have a Facebook account. Then they decided, you know what, we don't want this account anymore. So they deleted the account. Then they enabled it. And so this was before, there are different types of pages now, which is like, I think one of them is a business page. So this was like a personal account that was actually Corridor Digital, right? And when they re-enabled it, it was still a personal account, and they banned them, right? They banned like anyone at Corridor Digital from using this Facebook account and things like this. And it's like, no. You didn't have business pages when we created this account. Oh, no. And I think they fought it for months. And they were just like, you know what? Fuck it. We don't care about Facebook.
Yeah. No, but like, seriously, like, I feel like that too. If like that's the way if that's the way you're going to treat it, fuck it, get out of there. I don't like Facebook either. One thing which the Outlook says is like Discord collects data too, to which RMO counters like it is different data though, because Discord records the following information: username, email address, and any messages, images, or transient VoIP data or other content you send via the chat feature. Facebook also collects data while you're not using it. So one thing which I want to make very clear, and this is something which comes up in like many different things, especially like last time we talked about right to repair. Like a lot of time when it comes to right to repair, Apple gets being called out. So then people say like, oh, you got to buy something else other than Apple, buy Samsung or buy something else. That's not really the thing, because a lot of times like they all kind of do the same that stuff. Like the fact that one does something worse than the other doesn't mean that the other company is good. So like Facebook is not the only company that's collecting a lot of data. And like there is a difference in the amount of data that certain companies collect, but there is still like a lot of data collecting going on. And I'm pretty sure that Discord also has like data collection going on, which like you may not necessarily want to know like everything, you may not necessarily want to like share everything that they actually know about you. But like that's the way that the internet is as it stands right now. And I think that if that's something that we want to see changed, which honestly, like I actually don't quite like this all that much, then like it's something where we should like hold them all accountable. And like the fact that Facebook right now is one where it's like iOS is cutting down on it and like it's hurting Facebook hard, like that is a good thing, but it doesn't mean that like, oh, because Facebook is like tracking all this data and because Facebook like you can run advertisements and like that's the only bad thing. It's like, no, Facebook isn't the only bad thing. Like there is a lot of companies that use practices just like Facebook.
If I've understood you correctly, I'm on board. Like I don't like this whole data collection stuff. I don't like being judged for the activities of my internet presence. Like, you know, I know that there are people on Twitter that are very vocal about their political stance. One thing you'll know about me is I never, ever address anything political. Someone can outwardly directly say to me, what is your political stance on XYZ? I will not respond to it, right? That's none of your business, right? And it's definitely none of the internet's business on my point of view, because it's just going to get used against me, right? You know, like no matter what I say, someone's going to treat it like. God, I can't remember. The French school teacher that showed depictions of the Prophet Muhammad.
Yeah.
If memory is so, yeah.
And then got beheaded.
Exactly, right? Absolutely disgusting. Because a girl, right? A Muslim girl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Am I going to do this? No, I'm not going to go into detail.
It was shared on social media and it was picked up.
No. She was planted in the classroom.
What?
Yeah. So there was rumor that this was happening in this classroom, and the girl was transferred to that school and effectively planted in that classroom to see if it was true.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. That is absolutely.
And the thing was, like, the teacher turned around and was like, you know, this is what I'm going to be doing. If anyone has any objection, you're more than welcome to leave, right? And, you know, loads of boys, you know, Muslim boys, and they did. But like, oh my God, it was disgusting.
I mean,
right?
like honestly, I just think like it's absolutely disgusting, and like, legit, it just makes me fucking sad just to see like how.
The whole point I'm trying to make is that people cast judgment on your actions all the time, right? There's a partner program for Discord, right? Which if anyone on your Discord server posts anything not safe for work, your partnership is revoked immediately, right?
Yeah.
No chance for appeal or anything, right? And it's like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna police these people, right? I can't say to them like, oh, you know, can you just like, you're not allowed to break the. Jeez, look at Warframe, right? You can't mention two words, right? Neja and you know what the other one is, without getting banned from chat, right? And people still do it. Like, oh, they banned me from chat. It's like, you knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah, but I mean, like for God's sake, like, okay, so first of all, like when it comes to the Discord thing, don't ever get a Discord partnership because this is ridiculous. Like you being responsible for your entire server.
Yeah.
It's like, for God's sake, man. Like this is the reason I will never get a Discord partnership is because I want to be able to like speak with people. And this is one of the things which I believe very strongly in is you should have a conversation with people because a lot of times, like what happens is that if people have certain ideas, which can be really bad ideas, like if you allow them to like say it and then like be able to like respond to it and be like, hey, why do you think that way? Why are you actually thinking that way? Like, do you think that's really true? So have you ever considered this? A lot of times, as long as they're not bad actors, but like sometimes they just are. But like a lot of times, like they're just people that are just kind of confused or just like have had a certain interpretation of something, but like they haven't seen the full picture. If you just explain to them like, hey, you know, like this is the way I see it. Like a lot of times you can change people's minds, but if you just like straight out like ban them or like not even allow the idea to like be put forth, it can't be criticized. And that doesn't mean the idea doesn't exist. It means that the idea goes like underground and just like gets stronger and stronger. So like I really like to be able to just like speak on my Discord with anyone about anything as long as it's like done in good faith. And that's why I will never do that Discord partnership where it's like, oh yeah, like, oh, we think, because like you don't know what Discord thinks, just like you don't know what Twitch thinks or YouTube thinks. They can ban you for anything. Yeah. And that's a bad thing. And the second thing, which I just do not understand at all, is like how these companies just feel like, oh man, you know, if we just like ban people from saying that, like that definitely won't like encourage people from saying that. It's like, dude, have you ever been to any high school? Have you ever been to any primary school? Like if you tell kids, like, don't say this word, you bet your ass people are gonna be saying it all the fucking time. It's so dumb. I just don't get it.
You're right. You're spot on right. You can't. And like, I hate this whole mentality of policing just the action. You know what? We're spiraling, right?
Yeah.
The point is, I can't remember the original topic. What was the original topic?
It was like the Signal ads by Facebook.
Oh, yeah. God, yeah. The point is, Signal good, Facebook bad.
Well, Signal might even be better if what is it? If Robin is to be believed. I haven't read about this yet, but I do think, but like it's very likely. My WhatsApp. Remember that WhatsApp topic that we had where we talked about like how WhatsApp is introducing this privacy policy where they're sharing your data with Facebook now. Woo!
Yeah.
Like, they actually postponed that to like May because people were so upset about it. So it's being reintroduced right now, and apparently, according to Robin, like WhatsApp privacy policy is banned in Germany. I don't know whether how true that is, but like they are reintroducing that. Like they're trying they're trying you to accept this new privacy policy, and like I know a bunch of people that have already been swapping over to Signal because it's pretty much WhatsApp, but then more privacy concern.
Yeah, I've swapped over. I started using it the weekend, which actually reminds me, I'm going to turn to like some of my friends, like I'm going to be uninstalling. I need to get rid of WhatsApp soon, TM, but it's just like. I'll probably wait until I move from this place because they use WhatsApp to communicate in the apartment block, and it's just like I do wish some people were a lot more tech savvy, like I really do, and it's just like other people are just like anyway.
Yeah, Robin says that Facebook has already announced they're going to fight it, but yeah, May 15th the new policy goes into effect everywhere in the world except for Germany because Germany is fighting it. So yeah, I mean, like, then again, like, I don't necessarily think it entirely comes down to tech savviness because, like, yes, there is a part of it, but at the same time, like, it really depends on where your interest lays because, like, I have been, like, following, like, the semiconductor shortage for, like, a really long time because, like, this has been, like, going on since, like, October since I wanted to get, like, a 3080. And it's something which, like, by now, if I heard reports about it, it's, like, literally done to death at this point in time. But then I hear from you where you're just like, hey, I didn't know this was going on. And that just goes to show like you're very, very tech savvy. Like you probably know more than I do, and it just goes to show that like it really depends on where your interests are. It really depends on like where you come from with your.
I get where you're coming from, but the big thing is that you can have people that I knew about that. I just didn't care. It's like that's not acceptable. Can you really legitimately say that I don't care enough to deal with this?
Well, how much do you care about like something like right to repair?
I totally care about it. No. Me personally, I'm 100% on board for it. Right? I'm also completely Facebook should not be allowed to take the private data from other people's phones about me. Right? I'm pretty sure that's why it's being contested in Germany, right?
Yeah.
But no, I'm not okay with Facebook doing that. I'm totally on board with the rights to repair. But there are so many people in this world when it comes to technology. I mean, like hell, I look at my some of the work I do, right? To explain briefly about what I'm doing right now with my job, I have to take really large log files and analyze them. Now, a large log file is in like the hundreds of megabytes, let alone gigabytes. Yeah. But when I'm analyzing this data, I only have so much RAM. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have to break down the information properly. Yeah. Now, I'm trying to compartmentalize the information to make it more digestible by this platform, so on and so forth. And I'm looking at code by other people, like, how can I how can I replace a line in a text file, right? So like, this compartmentalized data. And I look what everyone's saying is like, oh, just copy it to the RAM. I'm like, but I don't know if I have the RAM. Like this file could be massive. I could import the file and then the whole thing just crashes, right? Genuinely, I'm testing it right now. It's been running since before we started, right? It's still going because it takes literal hours to process this. It's huge, right? And so, oh geez. So I can't have it break. So I need to do this really carefully. I need to do this line by line. So literally, to modify the data, I have to copy it from one file to a temporary file, and then where I see the line I need to change, right, I put in another line instead, skipping out the original line, and then I put the rest of the file in. I then copy that file and just like, right, take this file and move it on top of that one, just overwrite it. And there you go, it works. Like, but everyone else is like, oh, just copy it to RAM and then just write over it. I'm like, I don't have the RAM. And this is something that a lot of people like have the attitude towards. Oh, just do it the shortcut way. Do it the shortcut way is fine. Just increase the amount of RAM you have. Just shortcut way. It's just fine. Like,
well, I think a lot of it comes down to that people people don't really are really concerned about things as long as they're not like directly facing it, which makes a lot of sense. Like from like an evolutionary perspective, like if you are like facing a lion, you should probably figure out how to get away from that lion before you figure out like how your like neighbor 3 doors down is gonna like get an apple for today. Like that's not your concern at that point in time. But what you do find is like for instance, like I've been following like the right to repair like movement a little bit because like there's currently there's currently an initiative going on trying to like really get it passed in the United States. And the thing is that like if you hear from, for instance, like medical devices right now, like they will have like operating tables where like a power supply will break, and like this will be like $10,000 to $20,000 operating tables, and it will just be like a simple power supply that breaks. However, they can't get that part anymore because like the manufacturer that makes that part is told by the manufacturer of the operating table they can't sell it to them. To the repair technician. If you go to the to the manufacturer of the operating table, like, oh yeah, that model's out of date, just buy a new one. It's like that's just like
a $10,000 table, like, you know, what the fuck even.
So this comes down to like this is one of those things that just massively increases like healthcare costs. But also when it comes down to like farmers, like there's farmer route to repair, which is also insane. Like back in the day, you could buy a tractor and like farmers could just like fix those tractors because tractors were just machines, tractors. Right now there's a lot of like computers into tractors. That doesn't mean that they can't fix it. But like some like companies like, for instance, John Deere is like a big a transgressor in this. They're like, you can't touch your tractor. We need to fix this for you because you are not allowed to like service your own machines. So that means that like, especially with crops which are very time sensitive, like if a tractor breaks, like they're gonna have to bring it in to the service center, like try and like move one of those things around, like bring it into the service center, and then at the service center, like whenever there's times, that could be 3 days away from now, 5 days away from now, when the thing breaks, they're gonna like have to like fix it by the local by their technicians who charge their price to fix it entirely up. And like if you know from like just like work business, basically, if you have like a business that you run, like whatever, like whether it's farming or whether it's something else, like you need things to work. So for you, an 80% thing, like a machine that works 80% is better than a machine that works 0%. But because it's like the official manufacturer, like they will only make it 100%, it will be their price. Like, no, I want it to be fixed right now. And because of that, like they're just losing out like on so much, like, you know, like, it's insane. But like, because we are not like, it's not impacting our lives because we don't know about it. It's something that like, if you ask someone like, oh yeah, do you care about this? Like, oh yeah, maybe, I guess. It's like, but again, like, can you blame people for that? But that is something which is going on. And that's the same thing when it comes to like you using like with your RAM, where it's like, hey, you know, these people probably have enough RAM, and like they're just like, who cares? It's not my problem. And the same thing with like the data, as like the way that like companies right now on the internet just like take our data, like as long as we're not directly confronted with it, like one of those signal ads, like who cares? I mean, like sure it's data, but can't be that much. I mean, like I haven't seen it, and that's why I think also Facebook cracked down on this, because it can't it can't let you be aware of exactly what they know about you.
So this is my last point. Isn't that against some form of like law that's like, you know, you're obscuring the chance for this company to compete? You know, like, does that make sense?
On the data front or what front?
Well, no, so basically, like, we have a better platform than the platform you're currently viewing this on. Like, you know, so that's the advert. Like, does Facebook have the legal right to just go, oh, no, we can't show this advert because it makes us look bad?
Maybe, they might, I think, because like look at YouTube in a way that they will ban people because like when you start parsing, you agree to their terms of service so that they can like ban you sort of thing. So like I think that when it comes to advertising, that they're just like, well, you have to agree to our terms of service and we can ban you at any point in time.
Right. I think we should move on to the next topic. I think we've had a nice, good bants about this.
Yeah. Robin says that I've had a few friends say they are not switching to Telegram or Signal because it's barely used there. So yeah, I mean, like it is like this is really going to be like something where it's like moving over to there is some resistance and like there will always be, but hopefully like the more attention it gets, like at a certain point, like you will have to move over. And again, like it really depends because I just at some point decided to delete Facebook and I really haven't missed it a day since. And I think like I have this like resistance of like deleting WhatsApp because like I know that there's like a lot of people that I know that use it and are using it on a frequent basis. But again, like I'm wondering like if I just like say like you can only reach me for this. Will that happen? Because like I know like some like family members might have just completely switch over. So yeah, McFadden says that that doesn't violate an anti-complete clause. Probably because they have like different they like occupy different segments. Like they will probably I don't know. Like I'm not an expert on this at all. So like don't take my word on this. Anyway, that is pretty much the entirety of the topics for today. We still had like a community comeback, which is going to be now at the end, I guess, because I forgot that at the start. It was Edward Paddock said, "Great episode, guys. I miss you." So thank you, man.
I miss me too.
We all miss.
Wait, have we really gone through all the topics?
Yes, we have.
No.
Yeah.
I swear there was another topic in that doc you sent me.
I'm pretty sure that was it. We talked about GTA 5 realistic. We talked about Destiny 2 turning on crossplay. We talked about Bitcoin dropping because of Elon Musk, and we talked about Signal and Sphinx right now. So I mean, like honestly, like yeah, we
okay. Well, let's do this now. So anyone that if you've got questions in chat, like if get them ready, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about the responses from last week's episode when it was up on YouTube, and then we'll come to the questions in chat. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I already covered it because like the only response that we got, the response we got was from Edward saying, "Great episode, I miss you guys." So, and then you said, "I miss you too," and I said, "I miss you too, Drew." So we're just gonna fill the entire time saying, "I miss you, I miss you, I miss you." Yeah.
Well, that was pretty quick. So like, yeah, no, I mean, I'm. To be honest, I do have this let's just briefly touch on stuff while people gather their thoughts and questions. I am interested in investigating in like cryptocurrencies because I do think that we're going to face another recession soon. Because of how much US dollars has been injected into the financial world, into the economy, down to like the stimulus and stuff like this. There's a lot of money in that, but I feel that buying shares and things like this, it's another form of glorified gambling.
That's my worry with crypto too right now, is because where can you buy things with crypto? So right now, crypto is actually like a more intense form of stocks because there's less regulation there. So people will be influenced. Like look at like what Elon Musk is doing every single time he tweets about something, like it goes up or down. So it is like literally like it's so volatile because basically people just go into crypto because they want to treat it like stocks, because you can go into like if you went into Doge like a couple weeks back, like you could have made so much money when that went from like 0.0 something to like $0.7. Like that is insane. That is unheard of in the stock market. But it's like this is kind of like the meme of like the crypto investor who like has like hundreds of thousands of dollars, but like he can't spend any of it because if he were to like convert his Bitcoin, his cryptocurrency into like real money, he would be like he'd be showing that like it's actually not a real currency. So like he would never do that. So he just like sits there and it's like, I got so much, but I can't spend it. And that's something which I worry about with crypto and why I'm not really into it yet.
The other side of it, and this is something I want to learn about, is the fact that if I buy into a cryptocurrency, right? Say I buy the smallest divisible piece of Xeno coins. Like, this is a hypothetical, right? The smallest possible piece of a Xeno coin is $100, right? But then to sell that piece, at $1,000, does that mean that I could only sell the 1,000? So do I have to sell the whole thing? Because what if I want to take half of that 1,000 and then reinvest it?
Yeah, like I don't know, but I don't know about that. Like the thing which I think I vaguely heard is that like the way that they're made, like the strings of these coins are kind of like pi, so like they're kind of infinite. So technically they're like,
yeah. So apparently, Bitcoin, even though it has like infinite, it can only be broken up 8 times. Right. And then if it goes any further, then it's useless. Apparently, this was a designed kill switch by the creator, but still, like I just want like I need to investigate this, and I'm going to do my due diligence. Right. If I decide to do it, it's only because I've done enough research to do it.
Yeah. I do think that you've raised a very valid point. Again, this is not financial advice. Don't take any financial advice from like two dudes online that have no knowledge about like financial investing. We're like, I'm just looking at the world right now and I'm just saying what I see. But like what I see is that like we've had a very, very like intense last few months sort of thing. Like we have been a very intense year where like basically like most of the economy has been shut down, where a lot of people have not been able to work, where like pretty much there has been like this global pandemic which everywhere has like really like stopped people from working. If you look at like the restaurant industry, if you look at like the travel industry, it is all absolute like chaos right down there. No profit at all, almost nothing. But still, even with so many people like not being able to work or working from home in limited capacity, like manufacturing being at limited capacity, like transport being at limited capacity, what we still find is that the economy is still surprisingly doing good. Now that's something which I'm like very glad about, because let's say that this would be like an even worse recession than like 2008 or like the what was the other one, like around the Great Depression sort of thing. If we were to face that as well, where basically like the government would have zero money, no one would have any money, and we'd be in a pandemic where we're not allowed to work, like for God's sake, like that would be really awesome. But for some reason, like it has survived. Now, how has it survived? I don't know entirely the details, but what you're saying is like a lot of governments have been pumping money into their country, and like one of the things that like the US has done is it started printing money for stimulus checks, and like I think that also I can't quite find I don't have the source right here yet, but it seems like, as like what I've heard, again, this is speculative, this is like, don't take this as fact, like research this, okay? If you want to like fact check this, but like the thing is, I think I heard something said about that. A lot of money was also printed to go into like the stock market to like keep that afloat, because if that were to crash, that'd be bad. So basically, like there has been a lot of like money injected into the world in order to like keep it going, because it couldn't crash, because if it crashed, then basically everything was gone. But like if you're gonna inject money, injecting money devalues money at a certain point in time, and you're kind of seeing like how like money is already like kind of being devalued in the sense of like how people are treating it. If you look at like how right now Doge, GME, like all these like this stock market, this like crypto, like is so like in pull with people, because basically they're just sitting on like, hey, I can't work right now, I have a stimulus check, or like I have a bit of money, but like this is not gonna like last me, and like if I can't work within like the next couple of months, then like I'm just gonna like run out of money. Hey, there's like this coin or there's this stock which I can just like throw my money into, it might double or triple or whatever. Let me just go fucking YOLO it in here and let's see what happens. It's like you see that people are already like going crazy with like pushing it in these things, just try and gamble it up. And that's something where I'm like, I am just like worried. Like this is not me. Like I don't have all the facts out there. I don't have all the knowledge out there. I'm not an investor. I'm not like a stock market analyst. I don't know, barely know anything about it. I barely know anything about crypto. But like if I look at this, I'm like, this is something which maybe you invest in Doge and like you become a millionaire because fuck, you had a good, but I feel like more and more this is turning into something which like might actually pop and might actually turn quite sour.
I think no matter what, at some point in time it will pop, right? Hell, Bitcoins have popped multiple times. The fact that it's dropped in value just because Elon Musk has said like, no, I don't like it, like, you know. So at some point in time, it's going to go back up in value. The only problem, the point is, you buy low and you sell high, right? But it's just, you got to be careful, right? Never put your life savings in there for a start, right? Start small, right? Can you afford £100? No, then don't do it, right? Can you afford £10? Yes, buy £10 worth, right? I know people that have bought, someone bought $10 worth of Dogecoins, and I think 10 days later it went up to like $140.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, yeah, like, oh wow, and that's a $130 profit, right? My personal thought process is this: if I spend £100 on some cryptocurrency, and it goes up to £1,000, and then it goes down to nothing, right? I have only lost £100 because that's all the money I spent on it. Yeah. If I then say like, oh, I will, it went from 100 up to 1,000. I then I then buy more of it with the profits made from it. You get my point.
Yeah.
Then, it can go up high. You get the whole point. Yeah. But it is what it is.
Yeah. One thing which I also find tricky, and this is why like I'm not that much into like the investing gambling market sort of thing, is that like you only hear people's like good stories, or you hear like the good details. It's like if you hear that someone has like, oh, I have $9,000 in crypto, that can be very impressive. You started with $9, but like there's also so many people that like have $9,000 in crypto and they started out with like 50,000. It's like if you have $9,000 in crypto and you started out with $50,000, it's like, yeah, that's probably that's probably not as good as you think. You don't think that in your head when you hear that. And in the same way, like you will hear about like the insane gains that people have made, but you'll hardly hear them about like their insane losses. Even though like there are some like Reddit pages where like there's loss porn where they just like show like how badly they've lost. And it's insane that people post that. Like, why the fuck would you post it? But I guess,
oh my god,
like that's insane. But like again, like be wary, because you will hear the story of like someone just like throwing their entire like life savings into something and just like they became a millionaire overnight sort of thing, but you will not hear necessarily like the 100 other people that threw their life savings in there and just like lost it all, and then they're like yeah. So be wary of that. Be very wary of that.
Right. Questions? Should we see if anyone's got any questions for us?
See Outlook just asked, is mineral oil PC better than a water cooled PC?
I'm pretty sure the minerals in the oil cause your PC to explode. Yeah, I don't know if you're aware of this. You know that pure water is perfectly fine for a PC. It doesn't cause short circuits. Yeah, no. So the reason why you shouldn't get a PC wet is not because of the H2O. That's non-conductive. It's because of the impurities that are in the water that conduct electricity, and that's what causes the short circuit.
So
right?
does that mean that my Squirtle is impure?
Clearly.
Damn.
You know, you should not spray your Squirtle on your PC. It will break it.
Okay. I mean, I was kind of asking about like my Pokemon Squirtle, but if you think about other Squirtles.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that too. You're not. Yeah, you shouldn't.
Because like I've always been taught that like water conducts electricity. Woo!
It's not. Yeah, it's just not true. Pure water does not conduct electricity.
Oh no, we've been living a lie. Actually, speaking of oil, did you know there's like a gas, or as we properly call it, a petrol shortage in the United States?
How am I not surprised?
Well,
let's see where they go and take more oil from.
Well, actually, like this is quite surprising because I've heard of the cost, and you might have heard of the cost too. But like I've been seeing like over the last few days memes on the internet of people just like filling like like these really flimsy plastic grocery bags. Like if you grab them, like if you just look at them, they break. Like people have literally like I've been seeing memes of people like literally just pouring gas in these and then like putting them in their car because they want to stock up and hoard on gas or petrol because like they want to like, yeah, it's insane. Let me see if I can find some.
I remember when I was going to school, this is going back like, I don't know what, 10 years ago, maybe a bit longer, 20 years ago. What the fuck am I talking about? There was a petrol shortage, right? And there were loads of people like trying to hoard petrol and shit like this. It was hilarious. But my parents were like, nah, you're gonna fucking cycle to school. I'm like, shit. So I'd actually have to leave. Like it would take me about 10 minutes to cycle to a friend's house because we'd leave our bikes there. And And then, because there was no like bike racks or anything in our school, it'd take us 10 minutes to cycle to school in our school uniforms. And then we'd have to walk another like 10 minutes. But still, it was like, oh, bloody hell. Yeah.
Oh, man. So, like, these right here are, like, the images of people hoarding gas. Like, these are just
what the fuck, even?
This, and this right here is, like, one of those, like, look at those bags.
Oh, my fucking Lord.
So, the reason, like, I was really surprised because I saw this coming up. I was like, no, this seems like this is something which is going on right now. But, like, I haven't heard anything about this other than I'm seeing the memes. But there was something else that happened. Have you heard about, like, the cyber, like, security, like, basically the gas pipe in the U.S. has been attacked by like a cyber attack. So they cut it down.
Shit! Yes.
I had this same.
And it shut down the pipeline accidentally, and it won't come back for a week. Is that what this is all about?
Yes, that's what this is all about.
Oh my god!
I know. I had the same reactions. Like I tweeted about it. Like Keiji came around and like said like it's because I was like, that makes so much sense. Why did I not put the two together?
Oh my god. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
Like, that is absolutely nuts. So, like, last year we were hoarding toilet paper. This year we're hoarding gas. What are we hoarding next year? Put in your votes. And, yeah, you know, we'll see.
Bourbons. Chocolate bourbon biscuits.
Oh. Though, we'll be hoarding chocolate coins because at that point in time, chocolate coins are more valuable than any crypto coin or real currency.
Oh, can you just imagine, like, the forgery rackets that you get? Like, people making fake chocolate coins. And then people are like, yeah, they bite into it. It's like, dark chocolate? What do you think this is?
Oh, man.
Oh.
No, not coins. Oh, see, Outlook wants to see, like, chocolate bunny paper, anything. I don't know.
Lol.
Anyway, I think that is it for the FrameCast this week. I hope you guys enjoyed again this week. We'll be back in another 2 weeks with some brand new juicy stuff. I don't know. We're gonna have some follow-ups on things that are happening. If you want to keep up in the meantime, go to youtube.com/CasinoGalleon to check out this wonderful guy right here. Yeah. Yeah, that's what this channel is all about. Make sure you check him out, and you know, the Patreon meme is still going strong, so check out his Patreon. And check out.
Just want to quickly throw out there, like, so because I don't like to do this, but I want to give people the opportunity to, because I'm a Warframe partner. If you go onto my Twitter, I'm doing a current giveaway for a digital pass for TennoCon.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you want an opportunity to win a ticket for TennoCon, you know, it ends the 25th of May.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, go check it out. It's youtube.com. Sorry, not youtube.com. Fuck. YouTube.com. No. Twitter.com/XenoGalleon. And yeah, that will be expiring relatively soon. Sorry, continue, Michelle.
Yeah. So make sure you check that out. And otherwise, we will see you all next time. The video will be up on youtube.com/Postma Games if you want to check that out. And otherwise, it's streamed live at twitch.tv/Postma. I think that's all the things, the ramblings that we need to do. I will see you all around. And Wukong costs on PC how much, Drew?
Wukong costs what on PC? What?
How much? That's the question.
How much does Wukong? I don't know. Two twos. Two Dogecoin.
All right, I'll see you guys around. Goodbye.